Greetings! My name is Connor Peterson, and I don't have a real British accent. I thought about that intro for a long time. Are you pleased with it? Anyways, hi, I'm Connor Peterson. I'm the author and editor and creator, showrunner of the Nautilus Chronicles, which, as you might have seen by now, is fully, completely available in its entirety as the trilogy of seasons. You may be asking, Connor, why do I see your face? What are you doing here? I just clicked on a thumbnail that didn't have your face on it. What is your face doing? And to you I say, is my face really that ugly? Am I that bad? Do you hate my face that much? I'm sorry about that. I just got a little passionate. Anyways, what I'm really doing here, what my face is doing here, is explaining to you some meta lore and explaining to you some deleted scenes. Because yes, we have deleted scenes on the Nautilus Chronicles. Over the course of Season 3, my scenes as Charles Schmidt got cut back a little bit because they were, quote, too confusing. And they were too confusing. So I'm here, for the people who care, to explain those confusing scenes and let you listen to them. So, without further ado, we're going to listen to that first deleted scene from episode 4 of the Nautilus Chronicles. Here we go. Find Polaris Southern Cross. Should be easy. Just have to look into the Earth's sky, towards the north or the south, and bam! There he'll be! Oh, yeah, right. The person, not the constellations. I know what I'll do. I'll just go... Ugh. Shadows and reflections, not again! How many times will...
Selrax, sir. I can understand why you might be under stress, but you need to control yourself if you're going to talk to Mr. Tech.
What? Talk with... Oh, no worries, Mr. Retriever. I'll be fine. Where is Mr. Tech, anyways?
I just told you he would be out to see you in a moment.
Scroll, Selraj, of course you already asked. Quite right, sir. Please excuse my absent-mindedness. I was just thinking of other ways I could use telesynaptic rods, and then I was distracted by the prospect of forcing you to do the chicken dance whilst I talked with Mr. Tech. That was when I remembered that I left my oven on at home and very likely could have burned down the entire neighborhood.
I could see why that would have... Wait, did you say the chicken dance?
There's a good man. Now, may I see Axel Tech, the man I came to talk with?
Right this way.
Are you confused yet? I mean, if you are, it's okay. It's a bit confusing. Let me see if I can explain. Alright, so, Charles has this magical ability that he can teleport across dimensions, across time-space. And that's a little bit too deep of a topic for me to get into, but he can travel through time, he can travel through different parallel realities, and he can travel through different dimensions. So he went in search for Polaris. One thing that you need to know is that he doesn't have full control over his power for reasons that I will not get into right now. So if he doesn't have the full control over his power, but he does use his power, there are mistakes that are bound to happen. Charles also has this curse, where he is permanently bound to stick to every single reality. I won't get into the details, other than the fact that he ended up in a place where he did not belong, and did not want to go. This place happened to be where we last saw him at the end of Season 1, or in the middle of Season 1. You remember that low-quality season? The one where Silver Sword is helped along by Opal Amberfire and Owen Peacemist and Nova Starlight and Fluffy to go to start the planet Nautilus, but he used to belong on that planet in the future? Remember how confusing that was? Yeah, it's going to get more confusing, because that future Nautilus, where they left, had Charles on it. Charles happened to then disappear from it, but then he showed right back up. And he showed back up as this Charles searching for Polaris. Does that explain it? I feel like I didn't explain it very well. Either way, the point is, Charles Schmidt shows up with the Retriever, played by my friend Luke, and he is about to meet with Axel Tech. I will get into that whole meeting with Axel Tech once you hear the recording. So, roll the tape.
Well, if it isn't the infamous Selrat Schmidt, here to sell out his dying kind.
Well, if it isn't the infamous Axel Tech, here to steal all the mist of Nautilus for his own benefit.
Ugh.
Oh, don't take that as an insult. I mean, you aren't the only one here for personal gain. But of course, I'm not here to give you compliments or insults. You are looking for the Honorable Silver Sword. You're fully gifted. But, though I would love to tell you where he went off to, I don't know. He used a communal rod in the underground, and I have no idea how it was charged.
Haha! You know, you almost had me, Schmidt.
What do you mean? And why, pray tell, are your guards suddenly crowding around me like a murder of crows? I'm quite busy talking to your boss and haven't the time to sign any autographs. I'm terribly sorry.
Don't mind them. They're just following orders.
Orders to do what?
You know, I once captured a certain telesynaptically gifted, found in a small town called Hot Village. He was caught on our property out there, and we put him in our prison. You know, the one which just lost all of its inmates.
Fascinating! Would you be able to tell me what this has to do with my information? I've never actually been to Hot Village, though I've heard that it's lovely out there this time of year.
It's in the middle of winter.
My favorite season!
Selratch, would you be so kind as to show us your right shoulder?
What are you expecting to find? A missing gifted of yours hiding under my sleeve?
Yes and no. You see, the gifted we captured in Hot named himself Charles Schmidt. Must be a brother of yours. But no, he has a unique tattoo on his shoulder. So go on, show us.
Ha. Hey, that was my hammer!
No one cares, Selratch, or Charles, or whatever your real name is. Look, I don't even care if you have that tattoo. You tried to assault me.
And what, pray tell, sort of punishment is that supposed to entail?
Life in prison.
Let's get started then. Okay, so Axel Tech was played by the same actor he was back in season 1. He showed up back in season 1, again talking to the Retriever. He is the one in charge of the prison in which Silver lived before he left, if you remember the lore of season 1. Which I don't blame you if you don't. Axel Tech is the son of a man by the name of Sullivan Tech. And for those of you who want the little snippets of lore that no one should care about for any reason, Sullivan, the High Master, which we see in the end of season 3, actually happens to be Sullivan Tech, just from a completely different time. And he goes by a different name, obviously. All that to say, Charles is now imprisoned by Sullivan Tech. And if you saw the bits about Selratch being imprisoned, he was also imprisoned previously by Sullivan Tech, just under a different name. If you remember Charles being mentioned in episode 1 of season 1, that's because it's the same Charles. And he just happened to escape and then be recaptured immediately. So where does this leave us? It leaves us with one more in-between scene. Now again, these are sort of spoilery for season 3, which I guess I should have warned about earlier, but I forgot. So, without further ado, the final deleted scene from season 3 of the Nautilus Chronicles. And that's the story of how I helped Opal Amberfire defeat the Shadow of Melusfer.
Huh? Oh, you're still here? Look, man, I love that you can tell wild stories with a straight face. It'll be great for game night, but your claims are ridiculous. You expect me to believe that you banished the Shadow and Opal Amberfire?
I do, in fact, expect you to believe that.
Yeah, right. I'm going back to bed.
But they're breaking us out tonight.
Fantastic pulley, Schmitty, but that's all nonsense.
Look.
I'm going to sleep, and there ain't nothing you can do about it.
Fine. Appreciate the help, George, Electro, others. Stupid ankle shackle with a stupid boulder at the end. I have half the mind to make you vanish into thin air. Would make those 12 hours of roasting worth something. I mean, whose idea was it to tie a boulder to my leg? I'm practically the founder of this place.
Schmitty, where'd you go?
We've been broken out, sir.
Well, Cosmos, you were right.
I'm always right. Ugh! Peter Sherman! Hey, it's been a while. Charles Schmidt. It's been literally no time at all. Time is really funny. I could swear I saw you at least a year or two. Ouch! What was that for? Disobeying orders. Whose orders? Mine. Your orders are stupid. And besides, you aren't my superior. To be honest, I don't really care. Besides, there isn't anything in it for me when I listen to you. You're always like, it's for the good of the cosmos, Charles. Or, do as you're told or else, Charles. Come to think of it, I've never been told what the else is in that statement. What if I offered you a trade? For? If you obey my orders, I'll unshackle your leg. Well, joke's on you! I like my leg like this. Fine, but my authorities, who also happen to outrank you, need you to find Polaris Southern Cross and give him this. Well, joke's on you again, because that's what I was about to do. Sans massive tome. The tome is necessary. Poe is in the reflection plane. Doesn't even have time to say goodbye. So, this one is the one that I'm most bummed got cut because I thoroughly enjoyed talking to myself. I actually recorded it earlier today when I'm recording this video, at least my lines for it, and I had a wonderful time with it. It was a joy to create. That said, there might be some more explanation necessary about Peter Sherman. Peter Sherman is a reflection, and you might remember him as the one who Opal talks to in dreams. And he's also mentioned, again, by the reflection in the final episode of Season 3. He gives this tome to Charles, who gives it to Polaris, who ends up bringing it to the trial at the end of Season 3 to save everyone and win the entire trial. So that was fun. Either way, thank you for listening and watching. Thank you for coming to see my deleted scenes, even though they're confusing. I hope that I explained them well enough for you to understand, and if you have any questions, throw them down in the comments or email them to us. I'd be happy to respond to you. I am working actively on Grey's Myth, which is the Nautilus book that comes out in a slightly different canon of the story than the Nautilus trilogy is in. And until next time, I'll see ya.